Let's touch on Sebastian Cossa. This is someone that's been talked about, especially with Trey Augustine. The Red Wings have some pretty good goaltenders up and coming, right? So you look at Sebastian Cossa, not this season, but the previous season, in 40 games, a 241 and a 913 save percentage, 22, 9 and 9. In his 9 playoff games, a 272, 900 save percentage. This season, 41 games played, a 245 and then a 911. So a bit step down, but to your guys' points, I mean, at the beginning of the season for the Grand Rapids Griffins, they were one of the top teams. And then once you kind of hit that December mark, going into January, that's where they kind of developed into like more of a 500 team, and they somehow stayed within a playoff spot, right? But going into the playoffs in the 2 games that he started, a 451 and an 868. I'm not going to put the blame on him because even someone like Steve Eisman says the save percentage is not reflected just on the goalies, but also the team as a whole. But touch on Cossa. If anyone has any worries, do you guys have any?
I'm not worried about Sebastian Cossa. I'm not worried about him at all. I think he had a rough first game out with Texas. It doesn't help too. We had like a week off in between, so you kind of throw off the full rhythm as well on that end. But Texas had to deal with it as well, so I'm not making excuses, just things to point. Everybody's stressing out about Cossa in the regular season that he looked off, he looked bad. Like he's got almost the exact same numbers as the year prior, and there's nothing to worry there. I've looked at Wallstadt's numbers. He was drafted the same class as Cossa. His dipped in year 2. You usually see a sophomore slump, right? I don't think there's anything to be concerned about with Cossa on this. He's right on pace with Askarov. Askarov's now year 3 into the AHL, hopefully breaking up into, the San Jose team for next year. And maybe this is, we're hoping to see Cossa is probably going to be here again next year based off the contract situation in Detroit and then being pulled up for injuries. He's got one professional NHL win under his belt too. I think that I would take that more than one win over the AHL because he's got the experience. And that game, if we remember, it was kind of a sloppy game for Detroit too.
Wild.
So I'm not concerned. I think we continue to see the increase, the increase in his numbers continually getting better. This was a weird year for Grand Rapids for goalies as well, of having 3 rotations, because you got to remember we had Ville Husso at one point too with Jack Campbell. It wasn't a true 1-to-1 like a starter backup role. They were rotating through these guys, so I think that may have affected a little bit. And then the last thing too is we gave up a lot more shots this year, so he was facing a heavier workload when he was in the games.